Hey everybody, I want to talk to you about something. Uh, as you might know about me, I'm a former resident of Dearborn. My family left in 1999, 1998, somewhere around there. And there's been this talk going on locally about the FBI plane doing circles around Dearborn, looking out and trying to basically somehow look after the radical Islam problem in Dearborn. So I tried my best to find the story I heard, and I couldn't. But I found something on the Detroit Press, or Detroit Free Press, I think it is. Here it is. Yep, Detroit News, I'm sorry. This is coming from Flight Radar 24. And this is the. You gotta be kidding. Well, that's the flight path organized by the. There we go. By the FAA. So it's a Cessna tail number N1 or N0 over Detroit. They were talking about this Saturday, August 1, for surveillance in Dearborn and Harrison Township and Clinton Township. And basically, what it says is that the surveillance program that tracks alleged terrorists, spies, and criminals has flown at least 7 times, including 2 lengthy flights over Dearborn, according to public records. 2010 engine or Cessna operated by the FBI of Detroit uses high-tech cameras and sometimes cell phone surveillance technology. You heard about this, something related to this, but they're able to basically all the cell phone records and download and stuff. It was pretty interesting. Flight data reviewed that the Detroit News shows increased flights over Metro Detroit in the past week, with prolonged surveillance over Dearborn, heavily populated Middle Eastern residents. In all, the FBI surveillance plane has flown over Metro Detroit 7 times since Friday, according to website Flight Radar 24. There may be a concern about unjust, persistent surveillance in Michigan that already is being comfortable with the police tactics, said Nathan Freed, for the Unions Speech, Privacy, and Technology Project in New York. Doesn't represent Michigan, but fine, we'll go with it. The U.S. Attorney Office of the Detroit FBI declined to comment about the recent flights and everything else. Here's what I know pretty much, for folks from the ground or in and around Michigan. From what I understand, I didn't contact with anyone from Dearborn anymore. Anyways, what I'm going to say is that Dearborn is a city that's almost its own country. You have a lot of whites and you have a lot of Arabs, a lot more of Arabs or Middle Eastern descent persons. And the white persons is a minority. When I was there were a lot of small incidents where there were racial clashes. But here's the thing about Dearborn, folks, and this is as far as I've heard and everybody else. Dearborn has ratted out, I think it has been 11 suspicious persons with suspicious activities. They ratted them out to the FBI. FBI came in, arrested them, made sure everything was sound. I don't know what happened, if anybody was detained or put in prison for this or that, but Dearborn is a city that is pretty much its own country. It will do whatever it has to do to protect its own. And if you fuck around, you will get ratted out. That is the way Dearborn works. So that's the way it was when I was growing up there. That's the way it is now. It's a very tight-lit community. But if you fuck around, you are going to get on somebody's radar and you are going to get screwed. So please continue to do this, guys in Dearborn and everybody else that is listening to this. I don't think that anybody wants anything bad to happen, but I guarantee you all it would take is one bad apple and they'd close it down. They'd put a military blockade up, and all of Dearborn would be one big concentration camp or one big internment camp like the Japanese had. And they would go house to house, block by block, community by community, with every National Guard unit in Michigan, and no doubt some of the federal boys, to make sure that there are no dirty bombs or anything else. So I know Dearborn's taking care of its own as much as they can. I know the FBI is taking care of their own as much as they can. So I don't generally expect anything to come out of Dearborn. So we're good there.